All right, good evening, my people. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Keeping It a Buck, man. It's been a while since we've been on the air. We took a little hiatus, trying to, rearrange things, get these kids involved. We're going with the youth sports. Today we got a special day planned. We got it's been some hype. Y'all might have saw it all. Y'all that follow us on the IG page. We had a lot of banter going back and forth between East Orange Hurricanes and the Brick City Lions. Then my man Nas couldn't even get focused on that because he had his own agenda he had to worry about. Them Bergen All-Stars was coming into town. And that's always a big one for him. So yeah, I liked it, man. I had got a lot of calls from people that's outside of the state, neighbors in New York, that call like, yo, what's going on with that Brick City East Orange thing?
That went viral, man.
Yeah, and I liked it, man. It was all in good sport. I like the kids that, spoke their mind, tried to talk that talk.
What's going on tomorrow, brother?
It's gonna be crazy. We're taking that dub and telling them before to holler at me. He see me in the field, tell him to holler at me, straight like that.
We saying numbers?
Yup.
Look at his face.
Catino. I'm not worrying about none of that. Number 5, I want your head.
Oh.
I want Night Train. I want Isaiah. What's his name?
You saying names, bro?
Isaiah.
You better
and
They start calling
You're
out
talking about some
names,
killers.
and they was calling out
I want
names of
Gary.
like real live killers out there.
Yeah, I had to play that back a couple times. Like, yo,
Was that really Night Train? What you talking about, Catino?
he said,
like
yo,
that?
like,
And then when he
his
said
head.
no, when they said Isaiah, I said, oh, you just signed your death warrant.
Okay. So a lot of you viewers are like me right now. I'm gonna ask Nas to break down some of these kids he was talking about and what they.
Yeah, Isaiah Pierce, man, his younger brother of Kenneth Pierce. This kid is certified a D1 player. I promise you that.
What position he play?
He's right now a linebacker, running back. I could see him as a safety.
What level?
JV, junior midgets. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be a big time. His brother is a starting linebacker now at DePaul freshman. Doing some big things.
What's he known for, this kid?
Oh, he's just hard. I mean, they call him Quiet Storm. Kid, he don't say nothing. He do everything the coach asks him to do, but he will knock your head off.
And they call his name.
And he run how he hit you. Like that's he's a physical guy. The kid Catino, he's like a slasher dasher. The other guy, Night Train, he downhill runner. He looked like Jabril in the like how his features and everything like that. But the kid is an awesome runner, man. He could get in and out the hole quick,
Okay, and the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes got some speed over there. They good. They was really legit. They put up a big fight. The kids banged out.
So what was the final score? Junior midget game.
6-9.
Junior midget game.
6-9.
And it was rain.
But from what I heard though, because I had to leave, I was at the prep game at Rutgers. I heard that the Hurricanes didn't really cross the 50. It was just a rainy game where we were fumbling inside the red zone and things like that. So it was just, it was one of those tough kind of games. They're going to definitely play each other again. It's going to be high. Hey, we definitely going to have them in here before the championship or whatever they play them in the playoff game.
So let's go to that junior peewee game. I seen the Young Bucks. I like that.
That was good. Nah, I heard that like the Hurricanes. Last year we played them in the championship game. We played them twice. We played them in the championship game, and I heard they returned a lot of those kids from that team. They had 4 kids that moved up, so they brought back a group. But the thing that would save Brick City was we had a B team, Dream PVB. So a lot of kids from that B team are now on the A team, and then we had an additional kid. Best Perfect, little young boy from Willenboro. He's awesome, man. Next big thing, he played DB and quarterback.
Is that the kid that I seen the footage on Keep It a Buck that was doing the drills?
Nah, that's Lil Freezy, man.
Okay.
That's the DB guy. That kid is, a special little boy. But little man is good. He's a baseball player also.
Okay.
So, but I want to talk about that battle on the banks, man. Bergen Catholic knocked out. Who they played up there?
Bergen Catholic played Archbishop Wood from Philly, Pennsylvania. Or was it Pittsburgh? It's all yeah. And then it was St. Peter's
played
St. Joe's PA, Philly.
That was a gift bag. I mean,
All
they,
right.
they grown. They high school
Yeah, nah,
varsity.
I'm
These kids
asking.
are going to college.
All right.
Division I players. It wasn't,
And y'all St. Peter's jumped on them.
jumped on them early. Had them 7-0. Had another drive where they turned the ball over inside. I say like the 30, going in again. It was like a 4th and 1 or 3rd and something like that. Masai fumbled the ball.
Masai's the quarterback.
Quarterback, yeah, he fumbled on that possession. Then Joes ended up putting the drive together, ended up scoring. But the real thing after that was Prep actually should have been beating them 21-0. Like,
Yeah, you gotta capitalize on that, especially like a team like St. Joe's Philly. I don't know if you know this, Nas, but their wide receivers Marvin Harrison's
yes,
son.
and Jeremiah.
Their
Trotter.
linebackers Jeremiah Trotter.
Sound like an NFL game the way they were saying the names.
Yeah, the
bruh.
names. Yeah, they got some.
But
some
the
dogs
quarterback
out there.
is awesome.
And he's a freshman,
Kyle,
right?
No, sophomore. Kyle McCord.
Yeah, he's good.
I met him when he was in the 7th grade. Donovan Salter's mom actually introduced us. He came to the Game Changers first annual camp, and Chris Partridge saw him there. That's what Chris Partridge invited him to come to Michigan for the camp. Kid went to Michigan and tore it up, and before he left 8th grade, I believe he received that offer.
Yeah, I believe he was invited to the Open too as a freshman, which was huge. Yeah, so they got some guys. They definitely got some guys on that team. But speaking of missed opportunities, that is huge on high level football because I watched St. Joe's lose a game in Georgia, the American Heritage Plant. And it's like Joe's did everything in their power to lose that game. They got in the red zone on the 1-yard line, came up with nothing, missed the field goal.
Well, they were playing without their head coach, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but
That plays
like you
a big
said,
part.
nah.
I saw.
Y'all worked all summer in the heat for this, man. Y'all prepared. You worked too hard for this.
They saying the same thing about Pope John. You know what I'm saying? I was at the Pope John and PC game.
Yeah, brother.
That looked like a JV night game. I'll be honest with you. And, they was saying Carson wasn't there. I said, damn, they look that bad without the head coach?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about that today because that didn't dawn on me. But
no, because Paramus had legit young kids out there. I know they got a mixture of older guys in with them now.
no, it's a young squad. Let's not
Okay.
kid ourselves. It was all sophomores for the most part. And I'm glad you spoke about that because that game, it was some bad football, man. We watched about 10 to 12 just couldn't even snap the ball. To my understanding,
Yeah, that
Paramus
was bad.
Catholic's center is playing with a separated shoulder, so he's snapping with his offhand, which I believe you better off just sending your quarterback under center. Dorian Noel, which is the quarterback, which I think is a great quarterback. His stats didn't really speak well for him, and I think a big part of that was every snap he either was picking it up off the ground from chasing it or just being snapped low, or it flat out was over his head and it was a turnover. Same thing for Pope John. Every time they punted the ball.
Pope John could have punched PC all in their mouth. All they had to do was keep giving that boy number 3 the ball, Nafis Matthews. He was running downhill on them all game when he got the ball. They kept having him share. Go ahead. I know you're ready to say something.
I want to say that it shouldn't even got to that point. PC should have been up 19-0 at the half. I mean, Pope John can't snap the ball over the quarterback's head and the kicker's head every time. Like, I got to the point where I said Pope John should just back up on 3rd down and throw interceptions. Because those are good punts. Just say, yo, we gonna throw it to, number 6
That's
and
the
go
old
tackle.
school way of it. Without a kicker.
But speaking of that game and talking about some bright spots in that, I want to talk about Paramus Catholic
Yeah, go ahead.
tailback.
Tell me.
I know
I like
Pope
him.
John was bad,
Okay.
but the stuff I seen this kid do, I don't care who you playing to get. This is a skill that you can't teach. When you watching a kid come out of a spin to hurdling somebody who's about 5'9",
wow,
and
yeah.
then keep it pushing.
Yes.
Or you guys cut out
Number
early.
28.
Yeah, number 28, Tyshawn Brenton.
Okay.
And this is his second 200-yard plus game.
He had 200?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you guys cut out, they was running the clock out. They give him the ball on the 45-yard line. He literally went off tackle, ran over about 5 kids, and took off for 60 yards. I kid you not. And I said to myself, okay, Pope John might not be the best team, but they got some talent out there.
Oh, that kid, Nafis Matt, that's what he did.
No, the
That's
kid
a 28.
Tyshawn Brenton.
Okay.
They got talent though. We like the number 4 kid Pope John had,
Oh,
punt
my
returning,
God.
kick returning.
But then he couldn't get a handoff.
That's probably why he's punt returning, kick return. But I looked at his body after the game. He built like
Defense, though,
a
he
grown
come
man.
up and smack, though.
And he hits. You know, shout out to Joshim. I seen your run, man.
Joshim Brooks.
Yeah, I like what you
Big
was doing
dog.
before they took you out, man. Big dog, get well. I know something's wrong with you, man. I don't know if it's a hamstring, groin, or what.
Yeah, he ain't seen this thing, right?
Nah, I watched him chase. They threw a pass when you left, and it's a kid he would have ran down. He couldn't even chase him. Like, he couldn't even run after him. And I questioned, why is he still in the game? And, you know, they were saying something was wrong with him. But I guess Paramus just felt comfortable with having him out there.
Okay.
But before we get into Emotep Joes, I want to talk about Paramus, because Paramus is still near and dear to me. And I want to say to the Paramus guys, man, I sat next to the parents. I spoke to a few, you know, alum, and there's this theme that they keep saying, Paramus is young, Paramus is young. And I want to say, don't rest your laurels on being young, man. You know what I'm saying? You on varsity.
That's their scapegoat?
If some want to call it that, you know. But you're on varsity, you know what I'm saying? You guys are physically able. You are some of the best athletes in the country, because y'all relay team placed 3rd in the country, and all of y'all on the football team. None of those kids on the other team is any more talented than any of you are. Don't rest on being young as being a reason for underachieving, because you deserve to be there. You know, Bergen Catholic 2 years ago, when Johnny Langan was a junior, Josh and Ramir was sophomores, the Cosmo was a sophomore, Alfano was a sophomore, Zakir Faith was a freshman. They went one game short of MetLife. And one thing you never heard no one say is they were young.
That's right.
That's an excuse. We're not doing that. When you go to the military at 18, and I'm not disrespecting our servicemen, I respect them all. And I don't want to compare football to the military. However, we know football is a violent game. And when you go to the military at 18, no one says, well, the 18-year-old was young. You train like a 30-year-old veteran trained, and your life is on the line. And at the end of the day, you got to do what you was trained to do. There's no guarantees about tomorrow in this league, because guess what? A transfer here and a transfer there, your time will never come. While you screaming that Paramus is young, understand, St. Peter's has, 5 freshmen on varsity?
Yeah.
The LeBron kid was starting. I don't know who else was starting.
LeBron was definitely starting. Kid, Keith Miles Jr. starts. He played right tackle. The other kid, Paulie, he don't start, but he play.
Okay, but how about the sophomore kid that played D-line or O-line, something
That's
like
for
that?
George Rooks. He a monster.
And there's a couple of sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. So we're talking about another team that have a lot of youth infused with some veterans. But next year, they'll be, if not just as good, better.
Yeah.
So don't think because you're young, it's your turn. Because Bergen has some young cats too there.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, Bosco still bring back everything next year. I don't know what'll happen with him. But what I'm saying is you can't count your eggs before they hatch on next year, because you young. You don't know what's going on with these other teams, and all it takes is a transfer here or there, and you'll always be young. So now is your time. Now is your time, and seize the moment. So I want to speak on that. On the Emotep Charter
Go.
in St. Joe's.
Those are my boys out there in Philly too. Shout out to CY.
Yeah, they came through, and I really liked what they brought. They, disciplined kids, man. There was some athletes out there. I mean, I say speed and agility. There was some speed and agility out there. Front lines
How was the
was
kid
big.
Taki Smith?
What position?
Number 2, safety, running back.
The-
Going to West Virginia.
Running back was solidly built, very quick and shifty, and many times he made people look foolish. That quarterback, shout out to my boy Smith Vilbert, defensive end at St. Joe's, big time, man. SEC kid, man. Big things happen for him. And
That's number 22?
yeah, I'm gonna get to something too with that. But that quarterback, man, he made homeboy look like he was chasing ghosts. I mean, he's hugging himself. I thought he broke his knee one time just with the shake. But also, I want to shout out your man Amin played like a man possessed, man.
Okay.
Like for real. And he's doing this, and he's so raw. You can see it. And it's just like, but he's violent. He is violent. They feel him. And not only do they feel him, I
proud
see
of that
them
kid,
looking
man.
for him. They looking for him.
Oh, wow.
He's dropping back, and they checking for which side he was coming from. And I'm like, whoa.
That's Al Qudin, little bro.
Yeah, it's only the beginning. Shout out to him on the Boston College offer as well.
His first offer.
You
Shout
know.
out my boy Elijah Juan Mack on his first offer from Boston College.
Right.
Well deserved, baby Sean Taylor.
Big reputation for big hit guy. Mac, you got to start wrapping up though, brother.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about.
No,
you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. But I got to shout out also my guys at Shabazz, Hillside. Who else in the public school world right now? Because my boy Aziz Wilson at Shabazz High School, he had 4 touchdowns in the first quarter, I believe, transfer from Hudson Catholic. This kid could have been easily the top running back in the state. He's probably the best and underrated athlete out here. I'm telling you, there's nobody better than Aziz Wilson. I've been saying this since he was coming out, and I'm happy to see him get his just due. Chopped it up with his moms, gave him the direction to send him in. I hope she stick with it, because you'll be hearing from him soon on the big stage, I promise you.
Also,
Mike Bright.
Game. Yes.
No, Mike Bright.
5 sacks.
No, wait, no.
I was gonna let you go by that, Nas.
Michael Bright. I promise you, if Rutgers, Temple,
I even have reached out to Howard for him.
Listen,
man.
Howard, you're bugging right now. If you don't offer this kid, people like Morgan State, you should have gave him 2 scholarship offers. Y'all bugging right now. Keep it a buck. Michael Bright is probably one of the fastest kids off the ball in the state right now. He's athletic. Then he go on offense and the kid could catch the ball. Come on now. He could drop in coverage. Like, y'all bugging right now. I'm telling you, give the kid his just due. He needs an offer. Michael Bright from Shabazz High School.
Yeah, I think they just overlooking Shabazz, man, because his body of work speaks
for itself. If the kid was in the Big North, that's just like Amin. Nobody knew about Amin. Amin was in Roselle last year. He ain't have a scholarship offer. The moment he stepped on a parochial school at St. Joe's, he play in 1 game, he get a Boston College offer. Michael Bright is just as good as anybody playing right now in the state, and he deserve everything he need coming to him right now. Michael Bright.
Absolutely. Also, speaking of that game, man, we got to do better, y'all. I'm going to leave that there. We got to do better. Yeah, we got to do better.
That's
you
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Us people.
So, but we got the Young Bucks here today,
yes,
man.
Talk about it. We got some killers. I don't want to use those words. I use football term. I love it like that.
It's football term, man. So we're going to let y'all know we don't mean it literally. Killers, we mean guys that bring that hard hat.
Hey, before we bring those guys in, it's a guy named Hollis. You sent me a video, man, of a motivational speech.
That sent through my soul. Bro. And I thought about you, Nas, because I know the kids that you work with. You know what I'm saying? And
my man said, he said, break your neck to break their neck. He said, I didn't come this far to come this far. That was huge. But shout out now, we got our young boys in the building. Come on, have a seat. We got Queck, Zay McDonald, and my boy Lil Best Buffett in the building.
Yeah, man.
Hey, just pull up.
Sit next to him, man. You don't need to make no space there.
Because you got your mic. Now pull your mic. You see how it pulls like this, back and forth? You can pull it to you. Don't be shy. I want you to speak into the mic, everything.
Pull it. It ain't going to break. There you go.
From left to right.
Pull it. You can pull. There you go.
Your name right there.
Pull it. And sit back, relax. Pull it. There you go. You can relax.
Yeah, see how Hollywood did it?
Yeah, man. So, this is my junior midgets?
Nah, Junior Pee-wees.
Junior Pee-wees. All right, man. So
Junior Pee-wee.
I'm going to get to it because, Nas is mad familiar with y'all. I'm not. Yeah, so we're going to start from left to right, man. What's your name, what position you play, and what team you play on?
All right, so I play for Brick City Lions. My name is Marquez Alil Dorsey Jr. And my position...
Marquez, pull the mic to you.
You good, Quack?
My position is, I play for Brick City Lions. And
What position you play?
Wide receiver and cornerback.
Okay.
My name's Eddie McDonald. I play for Brick City Lions, and my position is running back and linebacker.
My name is Lamar Best. I play for Brick City Lions. I play quarterback and corner.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so this week, man, was my first introduction to y'all. I seen kind of went viral with East Orange Hurricanes, man. They called some names out. They had some things they wanted to introduce y'all to. So I want to ask, and y'all can all comment at, one by one, but where was you did any of y'all see that video?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I saw it the day of the game.
The day of the game. Okay, who saw it that night?
When it came out.
Me.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So all of y'all seen it that night?
So what did you do? You call your friends, or where was you at when you saw the video when it dropped?
I was home and when I seen the video, I was just thinking, like, we gotta beat them, because, like, basically, like, a lot of teams, they'll talk smack, and that's the main team that lose. Like, they'll talk a lot of smack and, like, claim they're gonna do something, but they never do it. So, like, basically, the people that talk the most trash and, like, talk down on you, they gonna lose. So just win humbly, basically.
Ooh, okay,
What
younger.
you and how you felt, Zay?
Well, I was.
Hold on, let me ask you. Did they call your name?
Mm-mm.
They knew better, or
Yeah, they knew
they
better.
forgot you?
They knew better.
Actually, I want to clean that up.
That was the JV team that was calling out names.
People
JV
saying TikTok.
TikTok. They
Yeah.
said they were gonna put him on the clock, but
They
this
said
kid
they gonna put you
here,
on the clock.
you had a nice run, man. Before I left, I watched you scoot up the sideline, but then when I saw that little space, talk about that jump cut. You know, where you get that from? Where you train at?
Well, I train with DM, so I do a lot of like drills with cones, so I get like quick with my feet. So
There's agility drills.
yeah,
Yeah. So he trained you with running back and everything too, or where you get running back training from?
I get running back training from DM mostly.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. And what's your name?
Lamar.
Lamar. What you heard it the next day?
Yeah.
And
I
how
heard
you-
it the day of the game.
How you felt about that when you heard it? That was what you needed?
Yeah. I called my father. I was like, we gotta do these dudes dirty. They can't talk like that. Like,
Now I heard they had a big receiver,
Yep.
yeah.
and
He was a walk-up.
that was he was and
He was talking
oh, he was talking.
all game.
So let me ask you, what was the score of the game?
12-7.
12 to like 8.
12-8.
So y'all was in the dog fight.
Yeah.
So it was a
good
bang
game.
out.
It was a good game.
So at any point in that game, right? Clock running down, y'all in a tight game, y'all know y'all can't let them score. How you feeling at that moment, knowing they talk like that and they might pull out this W? Like, how was that on your mind? Like, we can't let them get in?
So I messed up. I messed up the end. I was lazy. I missed the tackle and they scored. But like after that, I was like, these dudes. I'm not letting these dudes beat me.
So when they
Like-
scored, they took the lead.
Yeah, they took the
we
lead.
didn't get our extra point, and
Yeah,
then
we didn't get our extra
they got the extra point, so it was 8-6,
Okay.
and it was 5 minutes left. And
In
I
the
went,
game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, the
went,
game was on the line.
and I went to
Yeah.
the sideline, and I said, "Everybody, come here." And I was like, "Yo, these dudes talk a lot. We talk too, but we gonna back it up. This game not over. Keep your heads up. We got this." And then we went out, and then we ran a couple plays, and I threw the pass to Quat.
Oh, you do the.
Yo, hold
you-
on, man.
wait, wait,
No,
wait.
Nas. He sent chills. Yo, you went into the team and said that by yourself? Who told you to say that?
Nobody.
How old are you, man?
11.
For real?
Yeah.
No. You for real?
I'm dead
Cause
serious.
he ringing and something, man. I ain't never seen an 11-year-old
He's a
take
special
it.
kid, man.
Yeah, that's
He
a
come from a
real
special
leadership
family,
quality,
man.
man. That's gonna take you real far, man. Like,
Your grandfather is the captain of the.
No, my dad's the captain.
Your dad's the captain, and
My grandfather worked for him.
what? At the fire department, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, so
But your
you
grandfather got him
commute.
in.
Yeah.
Why you laugh about that though?
Because he always talking about you gotta be a leader, but he got his son bossing him around.
Look, I want to ask you something, Hollywood. So you talk about 5 minutes left in the game, and so when you grabbed your team and you pumped them up. What was going on through your mind? What play that you was thinking? What was you thinking of to do?
I was thinking about getting him the ball. I was thinking about getting him on like a speed out, trying to get him in open space, or getting Zayton to run down get Zayton so I could lead him on a pass, get them to do something because I know they playmakers. They gonna get something to happen.
Good job. Hey man, I've watched him for years. He from a couple years ago, my son, he was living in Willingboro, South Jersey, and he was at St. Vincent, and his team I don't know if they was undefeated at the time. They played them. I saw him, so I ran into my friend Lamar's best, which is his son. And when I saw him that day, I said, "Oh man, this kid is awesome." But I've watched these guys growing up from our flag levels.
These guys.
These guys who is Zayden McDonald and Lil Quek right here. This guy actually, he's which is Quek, he's like injury prone. Every year, either his arm, leg, foot, there's something going. But I'm seeing him right now, and God has blessed him, and whenever he's healthy, he put up big numbers. But Zayden McDonald, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be hearing from him as a running back in the future. This is something I always go back and forth with his coach about the day I've met him, because I watched him at quarterback, and coach would say, the game would be on the line. They'd run this person, run this person, run this person, right? When the game on the line, guess who running the quarterback keeper? Him. And I watching him boogieing up the sideline, little number 2. I'm like, who is this kid? And I found out Zayden McDonald, and from that point on, it's been history.
Lil Lamar, I want to ask you. Okay. Well, this is for all y'all, but I want to ask you this question. What's the plans for y'all junior Pee Wee level this year? What's going on? What's the goal?
We trying to get to Florida.
You trying to get to Florida?
Y'all ain't sound too sure.
It don't sound confident at all.
We trying to get to Florida. We know we gonna get there.
You know you're gonna get there?
Anybody in our way got to get out the way.
All right, I hear that. So now that the Hurricanes is down, who on the menu next? Because I know they ain't the only tough team. Y'all league is tough.
Who you got next?
Let's talk about that. Talk about what's Hurricanes stuff.
No, we did. It was 12-8, right?
Yeah.
Y'all Hurricanes 12-8. So let me ask you this though. Did y'all leave that game with respect for some kids that y'all didn't expect the ball out the way they did?
No.
No.
All of them talked smack to me all game, and all they did was talk. Every play, that kid I was guarding, I followed him across the field. Every side he went to, I had to go guard him. Number 2 came up to me, come jam me. I jammed him. I said,
He
you
said
want me
that
to jam
to you?
Yeah, he said, come jam me. I said, all right, I'm in the flat. I can play aggressive. I went and jammed him. He didn't get off the line. I said, you want me to jam you again?
So all right, let me ask you this. Y'all might have to see them again in the playoffs.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Knock them out.
Good quick.
All right, so I guess what they say, same stuff that make you laugh, make you cry, huh?
Now, one thing about these kids, though, bro, you got to see them work. They really work. So it's not like they up here they just answering the questions to what you asking them. But I know that these kids, I know the work that they put in over the years on the off season. They dedicate their life to this, man. And these guys are our future throughout our organization here at Brick City. These guys will be the next big names in the state. Look no further than these guys here. I promise you, they'll be big in the state of New Jersey.
All right, so before we let y'all go to get your junior midgets, and I want to ask y'all, keep it a buck. One of y'all get stuck that game? Like, I know somebody had to feel it. Was they hitting? Because a game like that sounded like pads was getting thrown around both sides. Like, it's okay. When you run into another animal, they nice too.
That's how it's life.
They nice too. Like, was they hitting?
Well, give me 3 numbers that you have big respect for that other organization.
Number 21.
What position he played?
He was
He
a
played
fullback.
Fullback,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have respect for number 1 because he was one of us too.
Yeah.
Number 1, the quarterback.
He goes to deal with us, like transfers us.
Oh, that's the nephew.
Ion, yeah.
Okay.
So, I know at the end of the game on the handshake, they was like, they're going to get y'all next time.
Yeah.
They didn't say that.
They were, one of them was like, man, they kept me out the game. They kept me out the game. They kept me out the game.
I was letting y'all know
Shaking
it's going to be trouble next time. What,
Yeah.
he messed up on weigh-in? He didn't make the weight, the kid?
Yeah.
He didn't make weight?
Which one?
No, they kids make weight, right?
Yeah, they made weight.
One of them was walking past. They was like, they kept me out the game. They kept me out the game. Saying that to everybody.
Oh, all right.
So he wanted to put y'all on notice.
Yeah, but we're going to have to wrap this up right here with our guys. Shout out to Queck. Shout out to Lamar. Shout out to Zay McDonald. We're going to bring the coaches up next.
Yeah, man. Until the next time, man. I'll get y'all out here after the playoffs because it's going to be on.
All right, fellas.
All right, fellas. Thanks for stopping by with us, man.
Go get some homework done. Okay. Student athletes.
Yeah, man. So them young bucks stopped in, man. But that quarterback, right
He
here.
nice.
Forget about him being nice, man. Attitude. He
Yeah.
get it already, man.
Yeah.
He get I can't get some high school kids to embody what he said. He said, I messed up. I went back to the team and
It's where you
said,
from, though, man.
we gonna get it.
It's your parents and your upbringing, man. And I see that in them, man. You could tell it's coming from the grandfather on down to the
absolutely,
dad, man.
Yeah, attitude reflect leadership. Right?
Oh,
yeah.
we got Coach Tamir, Coach Randy, Coach Payne in the building. We got the Brick City Lions junior Pee Wee guys, and we got the East Orange Fifth Ward Hurricane Payne in the building. Welcome to Keep It a Buck.
Yeah, so what's going on, fellas, man? I like the demographics here because we got, the Brick City coaches and the East Orange coaches. And me being a dude that's, not from here, moved to Jersey, years ago or whatever, new to the rivalry and everything that's going on, I've watched, my boys up in Spring Valley scrimmage and play with the Hurricanes many times. But this is my first time with the Brick City and the Hurricane thing. And I'm going to tell you, I was all in after watching the kids, do their little thing on the video. And I think that's great for the game because, like, they the unheard. You know what I'm saying? We don't hear from them until they get to high school. And that's what we bringing now, that everybody knowing, bringing that attention. I had cats from around my way like, yo, what's going on? That's going to be a good game, blah, blah, blah. So the tickets were sold. The tickets were sold. It so happened to rain.
Yeah, but the rain, but the people were still there. I was fucking like, wow.
That was a good one.
That was a good crowd.
Hey, when you guys could pull the mics closer to you. I mean, don't
be shy.
Speak it to it. So start from the left to the right.
Okay. Coach Tamir.
Bring it all the way to you. Yeah.
Coach Tamir, head coach of the Brick City Lions Junior Pee Wee team.
Okay.
Coach Randy, assistant head coach, Junior Pee Wees.
I'm Coach Payne. I'm the head coach of the East Orange Hurricanes Junior Pee Wees.
Okay. Hey, how long you been coaching over there with the East
I've been with Coach Giles for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Started off with
the Oilers?
East Orange Wildcats. I came around with the Wildcats.
Okay, Wildcats.
And I've been he gave me an opportunity to coach.
Okay.
And I've been riding with my man for 20 years.
Good. How long you been coaching over there with Brick City?
Brick City, I've been over there, 7 years since the organization started? Yeah, I started off on flag and went through Mighty Mike. Now I'm at Junior Pee Wee, so.
Got you, man. And Coach Giles actually coached this guy, right?
Yeah. Coach Giles was the first coach to ever coach me.
Okay.
So I got a long and a lot of love for Giles and over there because I'm from East Orange.
Okay. Yeah, so how was that?
Randy, how about you, Randy? I'm sorry, excuse me.
I think I've been with them 4 years now.
Oh, yeah.
Mighty Might, I started out in Junior Pee Wees. I'm still there. From East Orange, play ball with Nas, East Orange Falcons.
Grew up with this guy, man.
Coach McDaniels and all those guys, with different era. Coach Giles is a longtime family friend of ours, though.
Okay.
I know him personally. Good dude, real good dude.
Yeah, I wanted to, I do my research. I learn a lot about, everything that's going on in football from the top to the bottom. And one of the things that I'm noticing, whether it's AYF or Pop Warner, is the numbers is dying. And the game has changed. Like when I was young, in my buildings, when football season came, it cleared out. Like I was 5 years old trying to rig my birth certificate to play just because everybody in my hood played. Yeah. So it was no problem with numbers. And in today's game, like I try to tell a lot of the coaches is you can't sit and wait for kids to come. You got to bring your kids. And that's what I hear about Coach Tamir. I hear like, your kids is your kids. You went and got your kids. And I just want to, shout you out for that. And I wanted to make that known to other coaches like Parcells said, man, you can't wait to come to you, man. You got to go get your own recipe and cook your own if you want to be competitive.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised that your team is solid when you doing that because you got what you like. And then what come in, you just got to coach them up. But, when you got your nucleus, like I went and handpicked them, respect to that, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, listen, we want to get to the nitty of this, man. we ain't trying to know how many years and all. We want to get to the nitty, man, because that game, like Lenny was saying, was hyped up, man. I didn't expect the impact that it was when I just went over there with the camera. I went to Coach Payne, Coach D, and respectfully, like, is it all right? We could talk about this, and then one of the kids was like, man, Brick City ain't. And what I did to the Junior Pee Wees, I showed him the video. I showed him your video where you talking about Clock Boys. What is Clock Boys? What is that about? What the Clock Boys about?
Check it out.
TikTok.
Clock Boys came up, because last year our Mighty Mike team was called the Juice Boys, right? They won the states and everything else. I mean the Ruckers and everything. So, I was like, you know what? I said this year, everybody's on that clock. Everybody that we go against, they on that clock, and we coming for them.
So what's on that clock, though? Could you just show the people what's on the clock?
What does it mean about to be on the clock?
Being on that clock.
I know what it means.
because I'm gonna say this to you. You're talking about on the clock, but before you even really got in the grid, you got to know what you got. to be talking about you on the clock. So what is putting a person on the clock? What is that?
Well, you know, when you scoring 28 points or more, you understand what I'm saying? You know, they got the mercy rule, you know, so in Pop Warner. So when you put somebody 28 points, then they want to just run the clock. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so
when it's 28-0, so they automatically start running the clock.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. When I took that video over to Coach Payne and his boys, it was so cute, right? I gotta say, right? Because I'm talking to Coach like, listen, man, hey, they right here. Showing the video. When I showed them the video, they was looking like TikTok. Then they made fun of TikTok. TikTok.
We gonna beat them!
Huh? What did we say?
TikTok! We don't tell them, we show them. We don't tell them, we show them. TikTok!
Yeah, because I showed them it, and then they looked like, TikTok? TikTok. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a doozy. And doozy it was, man. Them boys came out and played, bro. They came out and played, man. Yeah, hey, Coach Payne, I want to say, I'm gonna tell you that what was that?
They always banged out though, Coach. I'll be honest with you. Since Mighty Mike, since we came into league, since they've been the Wildcats, they always gave us fits on those smaller levels. It just ain't transition over to junior Pee Wee. And then one thing I give them props for too is y'all came back with swag. I like the uniforms. I like the new helmets.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? You guys are doing something.
That was part of the reason for the name change from East Orange Wildcats to East Orange Hurricanes.
Okay.
We wanted to change the colors. So when we were going to change the colors, we said, you know what, we're going to change the name. We decided to go with Miami, University of Miami, the U, the Hurricanes.
Gotcha.
So we went orange, green, and white. And it jump-started it because, you know what, kids see the hottest, oh, man, them uniforms are nice, da-da-da-da. So, you know, it got us some attraction.
You guys are the new hottest team in East Orange right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
We quiet. I call it a quiet giant. I mean, I'm. This is not really what I do.
Yeah.
You know, I come to the park. We work hard. I'm a product of the Marine Corps, so we gonna be disciplined. We gonna be aggressive. And the chips. What impressed me the most about this ball game this weekend was the level of execution with both of these teams, considering it's only week two.
That's right.
And considering they only 10 and 11-year-olds, bro.
Come on. Was flying
Let me tell you something, bro. On the 10, 11-year-old, like, listen, man. Like, I've seen the bigger teams throw the ball, and it's like, oh, man, why he throw that? This team, when that ball went in the air, you was like, whoa. Because they were so efficient throwing the ball, both sides.
Yeah, I mean.
When they threw the ball, I was like, You know what I mean?
Threw the ball, I was like,
So what? Okay, so let me ask you then. Let me ask you, Coach Payne. What plays was aggravating you? Like I told you, what aggravated? What was aggravating us? What aggravated you?
What aggravated most was that last touchdown. He ran that. I think it was a post, and he came all the way across. But they ran it once, and he dropped it, and I'm like, they're going to come back to that.
It was there.
They ran it once, he was open, and he dropped it. And I'm like, they're going to come back to that.
Why you didn't throw the ball much, Tommy?
Well, in this game, because of the rain, I really didn't. I guess I was playing a little more conservative. I didn't want to make a mistake, you know. And I felt like my kids, up front, can handle and just, can physically
push and
run and everything else. You know what I mean? So, but
you came back second half, man. You was like, hold up, man. We gotta let this young boy spin
a little bit. Yeah.
Coach, what was your plans on stopping that? Their passing attack?
Pretty much, I just went to a regular defense and just pretty much just kept it honest.
Did you have to do with cover two or anything?
We ran a cover two.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It contained a lot of stuff and it stopped a lot of the runs. More so the thing that we wasn't expecting was the tight end shuffle.
Yeah,
that was
shuffle
something new
pass.
that we didn't see this year.
Well, they sent them like inside, and then he just.
It was just more see like he ruled out that way to the side of the tight end.
Yeah.
Was it the 21 or something?
21, yeah.
That play was deadly, bro.
It was aggravating.
That play was deadly.
Oh, they kept running it on you.
They kept
every so often he'd pop it.
That hurt though.
Every so and he was moving too.
You gotta keep them off balance.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
They're aggressive. They're fast. They're
Coach,
disciplined.
I'm not to cut you pain, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. They started move. Their engine was going sort of like into that third, going into the fourth quarter. I seen y'all engine starting to move, and them kids start moving. 21 just looked at like
Jay Sean.
Oh man, he just stood out crazy.
We should have got him some more touches inside. We should have a little more inside power, just to keep him honest, to try to draw them linebackers in so they would open up the middle, to open up them slots.
Hey, coach. Hey, coach. What's his name? Because the kids that was sitting down spoke highly of him too.
Yes,
What's his whole name?
Jay Sean Hayes.
And he plays what position?
He's a running back. He's a fullback.
And what grade is he in?
He's in the 5th grade. He's 10.
Okay, we like to let the young bucks get their name heard, man. They sound like he gonna be somebody to listen for in the
Jay Sean
future.
played a good game. He was number
quarterback?
21.
Number one.
Ion Gaynor, number
Ion.
1.
He's the leader.
Ion Gaynor is the captain.
He's the one that
leader
was
of the squad.
Was he the one? What's the chant? He was chanting.
The one on the video.
He's the one started the chant.
Yeah.
He's the one on the video.
He the one shut it down. Was like, listen, man, 1 shot, 2 shot. Yeah. He didn't want to hit him with that TikTok stuff.
That's DM nephew.
Yeah. He shut it down, man. And number 2 was dangerous as well.
Number 2 was
real.
real.
He was dangerous, man.
Number 2 was real.
Talk about your quarterback. What you see in him and.
Oh man, Lamar he's a special kid, special talent, man. You don't get him a lot at that age. Understanding the game, being a field general the way he is.
He has football terminology.
Yes, he does.
At 11.
At 11,
He
yes.
sat here and blew our mind.
Yeah. I mean, he's a kid that he loves the game, and you can tell it. You know.
Do he challenge you sometime with just because he understands the game?
Yeah, no. You know what? It's actually it's really good when you got a quarterback that you can talk to, and he can tell you. He said up there, "Nah, coach, this is open." Oh yeah, you see that? All right, no problem. We gonna come to that. You know, it's like having another coach on the field. You understand what I'm saying? And it makes my game even easier to call. You understand what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna be looking forward to you guys either the playoff or the
I was
championship.
calling it the brawl for it all. I was calling it the brawl for it all.
This brawl for it all.
Brawl for it all.
But one of the other reasons I'm glad I'm here is that anytime I get an opportunity to bring some awareness to youth athletics, little league football in particular, I'm all in because again, the head count is dropping, and I love this game of football. I love playing it. I love coaching it, and I don't want it to go away. So if we can increase the level of awareness of youth athletics in Essex County, in East Orange, Orange, Newark, Irvington, that's great. These kids need something constructive and positive to do.
That's right.
That's true.
And none of us get paid for this. We all got families, we all got jobs, but we sacrifice our time for these kids.
Right.
Somebody did it for me.
That's right.
So it's my small way of giving back to the kids in my neighborhood. I live by Columbian Park. I live 2 minutes from the park. So, the gate is open to whoever want to play.
And we thank you, Mr. Payne. We thank you, Mr. Randy, and Coach Tamir. We will see you guys down the road. Hopefully, it's championship and not playoff.
Our paths are gonna cross.
We're gonna do this again.
We got to close you guys out, man. This was beautiful. Thank y'all for coming out, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, so that's complete coverage of that Junior Pee Wee battle
Yes,
there, man, between the Hurricanes and the Lions.
Brawl
Man.
for it all, they call it.
Yeah, I like that, the brawl for it all. He should patent that.
Yeah.
Brawl for it all. Some of these rivals never stop, man. And what I mean about some of the rivals never stop, right? Did you peep how this weekend, like you'll have, you had Drew Singleton, Rashawn Gary, Jawan Bushell Beatty, right?
Dope.
versus Brandon. Well, you got Najee, but then Winbush, Simon, the twins.
The twins.
So to give Jersey some history on that,
we lit right now.
That's the same. That's basically what St. Peter's versus Paramus Catholic replay.
We didn't talk about was Bergen Catholic went down to Georgia and smacked on Grayson.
Oh, that was real. Oh yeah, we have to talk on that because last time we talked, we was talking about do they got running backs?
Yeah,
and
they was talking.
You know what?
Smack.
You know what, Georgia? We maybe we don't have running backs. I think Ramir had 150. We might not have running backs, but I think y'all found out we got coaches. We got coaches.
Oh, Coach Marcus.
So now we coming in with the junior midget midget coaches.
Jeff, offensive extraordinary, quarterback genius.
Yeah, man. So we got right now. We got walking in. We have Brick City junior midget coaches. They also was in the battle. Brawl for it all as well with the Hurricanes this week. And their video went viral as well. Those boys, them Hurricane boys, was letting it be known. We ain't afraid. We know who you are. We gonna call you by your name your mama gave you. Because we trying to get at you. So I know that was contentious. What was the score?
6-0.
6-0.
You can pull the mic. Pull it. It goes, look.
So we had a 6-0 ball game. 4 quarters, 6 points to show for it. So that says it was some hard hitting. It was a lot of chess. Y'all was playing chess out there.
I ain't gonna say we was playing chess. We just it was a good ball game, For us defensively, we was stellar. So I wouldn't call it chess. It was just you're not going to score. You know what I'm saying? And
it sounds like they felt the same way.
Yeah, they did. They felt the same way. But the movement of where the ball was moving and the yardage in the field that it was moving, it was different. We was getting about 4 or 5 yards a pop.
So replay in your mind, what would you have done different that could have translated to more points? I know you feel like you left points on the field.
Some sets we got into, we could have stayed out of. We did put the ball on the ground through weather through weather purposes. The exchange and stuff like that was a little difficult, but for the most part, those my guys came to play football. So it wasn't. My kids ain't coming in there saying we're gonna blow you out. My kids came in there saying we're gonna blow you off the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about the guy you got next to you. We got Coach Jeff. And I know he just joined staff. He just joined staff with you.
Coach Jeff official, man. He every time we talk, I tell him how much it was a blessing to me and him getting together and making this happen. Like he just increased my offensive football knowledge crazy, and it's just like I know I ain't nowhere with it. If his is like this, I'm still right here, but he just increased it that much. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like. I sit there and I learn from him, and the scary part about it is I'm trying to get him to call my offense, and he keep telling me to call the play.
He's making you work. He's making you work. Yeah. He working and critiquing as you work. That's beautiful.
Man.
That's beautiful.
Go ahead, Coach Jeff.
Give me your assessment of that offense, Jeff. Why was it only 6 points? And do you think that was a bad thing?
No, I don't, because we operated very efficiently. We made mistakes. They didn't make us make mistakes. Everything we did was correctable. When it comes down to next week's game, we shouldn't make the same mistakes we did in this game. And sometimes you have to do, like I say, as coaches, we can lose games too. And had we opened it up or went to page 2 in the playbook, we probably would have done some things that maybe up in the stands would be like, wow. But what if it would have been detrimental to what we were already doing? Offensively, sometimes you have to take a step back and make sure you don't hurt your defense. When your defense is playing as well as they were playing, offensively, don't hurt them. Okay? We controlled the ball and controlled the clock. And in Pop Warner football or any other football, once you control the ball, control the clock, the other team starts to panic. And then what happens? They have to score. And when they had to score, they threw an interception. So it wasn't it was the difference between 6-0 and 30-0 is irrelevant. The relevant is for 4 quarters, a group of young men controlled from kickoff to whistle an entire football game. And very rarely in Pop Warner do you see that, where 6 points can actually win you a football game. and you can look at it as a dominant display. And we can look at that as a dominant display because we did the two things in football you have to do. We blocked and we tackled.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there's nothing more that you need to ask kids. Could we have scored more? Yeah. It wouldn't have made me feel any better.
So where you go from here with building the offense, being newly to the kids and learning the talent that you have around you?
That's you hit the nail on the head. I have to learn the talent first. Okay. And when you put talent in positions to do what talent does well, then you'll see some very exciting things out of the offense. Now, exciting to me is still, if we go out next week and we run the ball well and we win 6-0 again, that's exciting to me because getting a group of kids to control a football game was what you do first. Once you know how to control a football game, then you learn how to win the games because we had a little bit of, some sloppiness at the end. But once they learn how to do those things, we can open them up to taking more chances. Because they'll understand why we're doing what we're doing. We're not just throwing to throw. We're not just doing this. Like, we ran because it was effective. If we face a team that we can't get that off against, we'll have to do something else. And we have other things. There was a lot of plays that I would say that we could have called. We had a situation where we were inside the 20, and their corners weren't even paying attention to our ends. We didn't send them out into routes, but they weren't paying attention. And I wanted to throw, and Mark was like, "Well, no, don't. It doesn't make sense right now." And it didn't, because the only thing that could have happened is bad. It was either been if it was an interception and they run it back, then they all of a sudden have a fluke and they run the ball in. We lose 7-6. That's coaching. But we ran the ball. We had 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock when I said it. The next time they got the ball back was 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Oh, so defense closed the game out.
Yes.
That's why I'm so excited to see you guys actually coach together, because I know this man is strong on defense and what he's doing, and with all the knowledge you got on offense, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, we're going to get better every week. That's the thing. Come tomorrow when we go to practice, we're going to correct our mistakes, and then we're going to get ready for Elizabeth. But we're gonna get better every week.
I love how you gradually came in this situation and not pushing your weight around, and not you allowing Marcus to still do what he was doing before you got there, and just critiquing or helping with it. I'm glad to see you just gradually coming in. But I want to ask you something. What do you see down the road for this team?
Against Elizabeth?
Just in the future. I know you don't like to look past, but
no, I can look past for what they're going to be. I think they're going to be efficient. That's the first thing. We're going to make sure that they operate efficiently. But there is going to come that time when, I'd say in about 2-3 weeks, where that offense is going to be a nightmare for a defensive coordinator. It's going to be a nightmare. I'll say that now. It will be a nightmare.
I want to ask you another question.
Yes.
That video. What happened to the team with that video? Do you think? Because me and you had a conversation about that, and you brought some light to me that that I want you to express also. Like the video. Do you think the video brought that? Because I seen them kids. They was on a whole nother attitude. Like I know they ball, but they from the snap. It was like, boom. They was just attacking. Like it was like 6-7 kids on every single tackle.
Yes.
And they didn't even get a first down. I mean, I was trying to look for it. They didn't even get a first down. They didn't get a ball past the 50 yard.
They didn't get the ball past the 50 yard.
They didn't move past the Jaguar?
They didn't move from the butt of the Jaguar if they was on that side, and they ain't moved from the head of the Jaguar.
Yeah, and that when I seen them play the Jaguars, I was like, whoa. I told Mark, I said, yeah, Mark, it's going to be a little battle. It's going to be a battle. Mark was like, yeah, we're going to get them.
It all comes down to coaching, like he said. Me personally, you had 2 weeks to prepare for us. On top of watching us play a game in our home. And we had 2 weeks to prepare for you. You could have changed everything you had to change or do it how you wanted to do it from Jaguar game up until now, and nothing changed. Nothing. So my guys were prepared for what was set forth to come.
I actually got a little side free bet off that. I get to eat at Red's Bristol Grill
On that
spot. I get to go
Orange.
there.
That food legit, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely legit. So I'm
Get the
gonna
buffalo fries.
I'm gonna get the fried lobster tails.
That's a good thing. Big shout out to Red's Grills, Bristol.
Yeah.
The food
Big-
is
big
legit
shout out.
there.
Hopefully we meet again so I can
That's
get
one of
some
them New
that,
York
bro.
Hoboken spots right there. They legit.
buy a slot.
But I just want to say thank you for you guys coming through. I'm looking forward to the future. You know, I bet I'm gonna see a rematch, and it's a scary sight with these two guys. You got Coach Marcus, you got Coach Jeff, man.
We got to get y'all back up here, man.
Yeah.
I know it's so much. Y'all know it's so much y'all want to release, man. And but we short time, man. So we gonna close this out.
Don't rush it. We got a whole season.
Yeah,
man. We taking it one.
This is a
game at
marathon.
time, so
This is a marathon, and the quest is 1-0 every week.
That's the thought
That's it.
process.
Right now we're
man.
0-0. We go 1-0 on Saturday. That's it. That's all.
That's
Sunday.
it.
That's all we got. We don't want the kids thinking of warm weather until they're in warm weather.
Let's go, Jeff.
To get to warm weather, got to play every week. It's not given to you. So even with the video, I mean, you don't win games like that. That's not how games are won when the ref says kick the ball, and then when the ref takes the last ball away. No video, no. That's why I told the kid that's not going to do anything for them.
That shouldn't inspire you. Okay.
Gotcha.
And we'll never do anything like that because the one thing you want to make sure Pop Warner kids do is respect the game they're playing, and the game will respect you. When you start writing checks like that, that's fine, but you better be able to cash them.
No doubt.
And our bank wasn't open on Saturday.
Hey, man. Thank you guys, man. Appreciate it for stopping by. Keep it a buck.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks for having us, fellas.
Yeah, man. So sound like we just got schooled by a legend. I like some of the things he said.
Man.
You know. So one of the things that I always say is like very important is that you get better every week. You don't make the same mistake every week. That's the sign of a well-coached team.
But I'm taking them up on that food. Trust me that. I'm getting that.
Nas, what you lost, about 25 pounds already?
32 on, 35.
Brother,
you know.
Oh,
shout out Coach Tashi Plant and Elijah Plant Flub. This guy right here is a legend on my life. This kid here is my quarterback, man. I coached him. I coached this guy. You was good. Nah. You wasn't just regular. You're a legend as well, man. Go ahead. Slide that over.
You can stay right.
Look, man. Shout out my man Tashi Plant right here. Elijah.
What's up?
We got to get you in and out, man. But I just want to say, last year I watched you coach. These are the guys that coach the tiny mice, the 5, 6, and 7 year olds in the park.
Let them get their names and where they coach and where they coach at real quick.
I'm Coach Tashi Plant. I coach Tiny Mice Brick City Lions.
My name is Elijah Plant.
Pull a mic to you.
All right, here we go. Yeah, my name is Elijah Plant. It's my first year coaching. Coach Tiny Mike.
Yeah.
04 Scorpions alumni. Came back to coach.
Keep the mic. You look.
All right.
It goes like this.
I'm new to all of this
pull
right
it,
here.
Pull it.
All right.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
You don't gotta move. You can pull it to you.
Okay.
See that? Yeah.
Good. Because I really, I don't mean to jump over anything and nothing like that, but I know Tashi, he's been coaching 2 years over on Tiny Mike, and you guys y'all had a big game too. We played the Hurricanes, and I guess it's their first year with Tiny Mike, but you was a veteran to it. You got a kid on your team, the little guy, number 3.
Lil Chugga.
Lil Chugga.
What's his name?
Lil Chugga.
Lil Chugga.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about him?
He a special kid, man. It's like certain things, like at the age that he is, 7 years old. I mean, I ain't had to tell him to do, like, as far as vision. Like, I never seen
vision crazy.
I never seen a kid run a football like that ever. Like, there's some kids that's in the park on Unlimited that can't run a ball like that.
Yeah.
You can't.
Hey, Lenny, I'm telling you, I seen this kid stop on the dime, start walking, and it looked like he should start moonwalking. Then he stopped and he start back again, and it's like, wow.
I bet you.
But then look, he scored a touchdown. Check him out. He got his own little dance. He started doing the kiki.
You know what it sound like? I bet you he's like the third or fourth brother, ain't he? He got brothers.
He the only kid. His dad.
I played high school football against his dad. His dad was about 5'3", low center of gravity. He a split image of him, literally. And like Coach Tashi said, he's a kid that you don't have to teach. He got it naturally. This is my first year out, and I'm looking at myself and people I played with and a 7-year-old. So it's like, it's beautiful.
So what's your plans with these guys?
Man, we just teach them, man. That's it. We just want to continue to keep doing what we're doing with them. Just keep teaching them the fundamentals of the game. I mean, it's not, as of right now, it's not really about winning or running the score up or anything like that. We just want to let the kids continue to have fun. You know, just break it down to them, the game, some knowledge of the game. You feel me? Man,
get them ready for Mighty Mike.
Get them ready to the next. That's beautiful. The next level. That's it.
I want to ask you a question real quick though. I want to get back to the little Chubb kid because what's funny, watching him the last 2 games, to see the kind of play he is, man. This little guy boo-hoo before every game.
Right.
Like cries, like tears that you want to go out there. No, I don't want to play and go bust an 80-yard touchdown.
It's crazy because the last game, my other coach said to me, like we in a huddle. I'm about to give him the ball. He like, no. I'm like, man, give me somebody else. The coach was like, man, just give him the ball. I'm like, but he's sitting there crying. Don't nobody else do that. I can't, you know. He crying, but he crying, but every time he cry, he run, he scoring. So just forget him crying. Just give him the ball. Give him the ball and make magic.
Your quarterback was number 1. Quase. He's a special kid too. And your running back number 2, right?
Tell them the story about Quase, how he wasn't the original quarterback.
Oh yeah. Well, you was there in the park. You seen the kid throwing before.
Mm-hmm. What's his name?
His name Mayan. Mayan, he was throwing. He had a nice arm. He was a good quarterback. He went on vacation with his parents. You know, he missed the first game, so I had to scramble up to find another quarterback. I was like, man, let's just try. Let's see what's up with Quase.
Then you had to get a new center too?
Oh, I had to get. Oh, if I could tell that, if I could tell that story
Please
too.
Tell it.
All right. All right. So we had a kid playing center or whatever. I guess his father didn't want him to play center, but he was doing his thing at center. So he disappeared for like a week. I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, I don't know where he at. I'm like, I don't know. Where he at?
What did he tell you when he got back?
So when he got back, I'm like, where you been at? He said, my father didn't want me to play center. He said he figured that y'all got another center by now. So,
I tried to try out somewhere.
So then my center missed, the center that I replaced missed like 2 practices. So I'm like, yo, come play center. So I know he want to play though. He don't mind playing center. So he came up to me and whispered to me like, look, my father told me that if y'all put me back at center, to just keep messing the snap up. You know, kids tell the truth. Kids tell the truth.
On that level right now, what kind of offense that you run right now with him? And this got to be our last question.
I kind of got it from you though. I started off with the power.
Yeah.
I do that, only run that, and I run the spread offense.
I saw that, and that's what had me bugging out.
But how old is these kids you running the spread offense with?
5, 6, 7.
Wow.
Hey, yo, man, you guys are doing a hell of a job, man. I ask you just keep up the great work.
Real talk, before y'all go, I want to say something about that spread. Because I watched my brother Mike Miles implement that on a Tiny Mike level, too. And I knew guys in the program that was peewees. They were saying they too young, they can't do it. And Mike said, kids don't have limitations, adults do. Mm-hmm. Wow. Whatever you teach them to do, they can do.
Right.
And that's that.
Yeah. Exactly.
No doubt, my guy, man. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Keep it a buck. We're going to do this later on one day. You know, hopefully you guys, I promise y'all, I said if y'all go undefeated, I get y'all a big time Tiny Mike game at the end of the year. We'll play a championship game, all right?
All right.
That's my
I
word.
want the Aztecs or Earth.
Okay. Now you calling names.
Good time, fellas.
All right. Thanks,
no
fellas.
doubt, man. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, man.
Yeah, man, that's a funny story with the snap. Yo Dad said, I figured by now they got a center.
Yeah, I know the guy. We got Savon Huggins in the building.
Straight away. breakaway handoff. Huggins, 5, 15, 20. There goes Savant, baby. Far side 30, 35, 40, 45. Pass midfield 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Outside the numbers 10, 5. Dive left corner red zone. Get your arms up, Brett. He's in. Touchdown. St. Peter's Prep.
I just want to be on the field no matter what. You told me to get that first down. Whatever it takes, I'm going to have to do it because no one person can really bring me down.
He came to us as a young 8th grader with a reputation of just having that breakaway blazing speed, and he did. Every year he's worked on an aspect of his game about as close to a complete type of back as you can be in high school.
Ready to go in, son.
Feels so good after a very long drive, and I'm pushing my lineman, and it lets the defense know that you're not here to play any games.
Huggins works at middle 30, 25 to the near side, 20, breaks the tackle at his knees, 15, 10, 5, slices it back to the middle.
Do it.
Yeah, man. Savant
Do
Huggins.
it. Legend in Jersey.
I was actually glad to hear you was out there. I didn't get to stop in and say what's up. But I'm going to tell you, I saw your first you didn't play much freshman, but you did play a freshman game against St. Joe's your freshman year.
Yes.
And I don't know if you remember, I came up to you because your father was there. I said, how old are you? And I said, nah, no way, because you took your pads off and your body was like, it was different for a freshman. And I thought you was ringing at that point. And I'm like, this kid, your pops is waiting for you by the gate. But it's funny because I talked with Marquise. Was that Marquise Watson? No, that wasn't Marquise. You were a little older than Marquise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember it was you and Royster back then.
Yep, Sheldon.
Yeah.
Sheldon,
So yeah,
that's
I
right.
remember that, man.
Wow.
I just remember the way you was built.
Crazy.
So when did you start working out? Because your body wasn't freshman like.
I started working out like seriously probably like end of my 7th grade year, and I was like, I had a trainer. I was, after practice, I go train with him on the weekends. I'm getting sessions in, but like to be honest with you, like when I was like young, like I really, really like wanted to play in the league. So like I had dumbbells in my basement. I'm doing dumbbell curls, forearms, making sure my arms, like I was doing the push-ups, sit-ups, way before I started training, and I guess that that gave me an edge as far as how I looked when I came in because I was lifting all on my own, nothing crazy, but I was squatting. Like I said, I was a pretty good squatter. I had all that stuff prior to me getting to high school, so that kind of gave me an edge over the other freshmen.
I'm gonna ask.
Who was that pushed you? Who was that?
My dad. But I swear to God, honest truth, man. Like I wanted to be Adrian Peterson, Marshall Faulk so bad.
It was obvious though,
and like that was like I couldn't wait to watch college football. Like I used to be mad when I have games on Saturdays in Pop Warner. I'm like, I can't wait to watch Maurice Collette. I can't wait to watch Ohio State. I can't wait to watch Reggie. But like that was like who pushed me. Like all those dudes in college.
Yeah.
Like I knew I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to set the TV on the time when that game come on. Mom, Dad, we got to be home. Like whatever we got going on, we got to be home so I can make sure I can watch these games. So like. I just wanted it so bad, and watching like Bushes of the world and Clarettes of the world, Willis McGahee's of the world back in college. Like I loved watching college football, and that's honestly what motivated me.
Savon, I mean, I'm gonna ask my brothers. Just give me a second, because you got a wealth of experience, and experience is knowledge to give back.
Right.
So I kind of want to walk with you through your process. First thing I want to ask you is. I want to take you back to high school before we even get into your whole upbringing. I want to take you back to high school, 12th grade.
Right.
Royster, Lampkin. You guys are like top something in the country. Did y'all overlook St. Joe's?
No. I just think that, we had a lot. I wouldn't say we overlooked them because, at that time, not everybody was playing a powerhouse every game because it was a big game. We was all excited. We was ranked, top 20 in the country at the time and all that. But I wouldn't say we overlooked them. I don't think we had our best week of practice that week, and it kind of showed. I'll never forget. There was about 3-4 long runs they had in that game. They got called back. Like everything you could possibly go wrong went wrong in that game, and like it just it got to a point where everybody just started getting frustrated, and one thing led into another, and then I think they scored towards the end of the game, and I'll never forget when I sat there on the side. I remember I was crying. I was bawling. I'm like. I can't believe we just like. I wasn't even thinking about the law. I'm like, we had no chance to win our championship after this year. Like, we was ranked top in the country and all that. I said, we just blew it. Like, I was so mad. But I just think that we didn't have the best week of practice that week, you know. And some people may not have been as focused as we would like to be in. It showed, you know. They were the better team that day. But I do remember that was a crazy game.
You were the Gatorade Player of the Year that year, correct?
Yes, I was. My senior year.
So what I want to ask you now is, you went through the whole process. I mean, you was one of the most highly recruited kids in the state, if not the most highly recruited kid in the state. You played varsity as a freshman at a time where a lot of kids didn't do that.
Right.
So you saw a lot. You went to a lot of camps. Like, you was recruited by the biggest schools or whatever. My personal opinion, when I assessed you, even when you picked your school, and I really think I respect all schools.
Yeah, 100%.
But one of the things that I think about schools, and I tell this to Ahmed, and I'll tell it to Nas. You know what I'm saying? Even when we talk about high school and running backs, I say a great running back with a okay line is an okay running back. You could put a paraplegic behind a great line and he's going to fall. He's going to scoot for 3 yards. I know Georgia was one of your favorites and all of that. And I personally felt that with your skill set, I respect you for keeping it home. You know, your record alum, I respect that.
Absolutely.
But the reality of it is, there was other places that could have gave you holes like this that would have allowed you to do what you do. I felt like you had to do too much at Rutgers to get off. That's just my opinion.
No, absolutely.
And I respect Rutgers and everything. I don't want to make it seem like, you know.
Listen, they all bets are off, man. You could talk. Listen, like,
all right.
I'm far removed from that. Like, listen, I get it.
So you're here.
Is he hitting home? He hitting home?
No, I feel you, yeah.
So you're here, and you have all of this experience and all this knowledge. And I tell, like, you know, a lot of kids, especially running backs, you pick your school according to the line. I mean, after we come to depth chart and all of that, like, for me, I say, Jersey kids, Wisconsin always have a great line. You know, a kid like you would tore Wisconsin up. Kareem,
all our Jersey backs do good at Wisconsin, though.
You know, and I'm just using that school, you know, because that's a school kids up north Jersey don't choose.
100%.
South kid Jersey kids, and they get Heisman runs. But for you, in hindsight, looking back, what did you learn about recruiting that if you have a son that you would say is the most important part about picking schools, like that maybe you might have not done because you might have went with your heart. I get to play close to home, blah, blah, blah. What did you learn and you say, if I have a son, when it's time to sit down with these recruiters, this is how we doing it?
I'm going to tell it to my son this way. Listen, either you going to go to the most prestigious school academically or you go to a school that's going to help you get to the league. There's no in between.
And break that down. I know what that means.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
break that down.
And what I mean by that is either you going to Ivy League or you going to a school where I know regardless if you tear your both ACLs that you're going to get set up and have an opportunity with the benefit of doubt at that school. You know, you go looked up high up in the spectrum as far as in the real world after sports. Like that school is that prestigious school, like say if it was Princeton or Notre Dame or whatever case may be. Regardless of how well you do on the football field, a degree from that surpasses probably 90% of the other schools out there in the country, unless you know, in with a donor or something like that, or you networking and stuff like that. But that network, once you graduate from that school, is already flooded. You know, so that's what I mean as far as academically. So it would have to be one of those schools
or Bama
or a school like, listen, like you gonna go to the league even if you on a third string.
I feel that way about Bama.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's how I guess just from my experiences, how I probably would view it. You know, the other ones in between are great, but like there's so much gray area in those. Like you just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Your coach is gonna be there 2 years
exactly.
From now.
Like Alabama or one of those schools. Like even if he's not there, they still gonna be good. Alabama. You know,
speaking of Alabama though, you was one of the first few kids and to be a running back from New Jersey to get an Alabama offer.
I remember that.
Yo,
Alabama,
that was crazy.
Auburn, it was crazy. Yeah.
So when you go through things in your head, because we came together because we all got a common passion for giving back.
Absolutely.
When you come to your head, I know you got the Team Do It thing, and I drop in on your Instagram and look, you know, but you know, no disrespect, like I told Ahmed, and he thought, oh, you got something personal with Nas. I unfollow LeBron James because he don't follow me back. If you don't follow me back, I don't follow you.
Absolutely.
So I saw your page. I looked and I like the things you're doing. But with that said, I always say, you know, you acquired, so you seen it all. You know what I'm saying? You seen it all. What is it that you said, yeah, I need to give this to the kids because if I had this, it could have made a difference. What is that?
I say this to all my clients that you need to prepare for what you can't see. And what I mean by that is, you know, even kids playing Pop Warner or whatever kids may be, like having success at a young age, believe it or not, just clouds your judgment on what reality is. Because as you get older, nobody cares about like your feelings. And when I spoke to Seton Hall Prep, one of the kids asked me, what's the biggest adjustment when seniors go to college? And I said the biggest adjustment is that they get in their feelings. And it's not personal, but like that is a real struggle for kids who had all the success in the world. Yeah. And just because you work hard, you're not guaranteed a position at the next level in the NFL. Like there's a lot of dudes that's probably are better than a lot of people who playing on Sundays and Saturday nights that don't get the opportunity because they in the right place, right time. And that is what I try to, articulate to the kids how important it is to make sure you get your education and that you build relationships throughout, football, basketball, baseball. Like use your platform to leverage outside of sports. Like don't just use that because you can't play forever. And like literally you one ACL away from like it being done or obviously they have all these things, but like you one ACL or shoulder injury from you going from, on a hiatus high up here and then like now nobody knows who you are anymore or, nobody really showing you as much love as you would like to. And they take that personal because I just feel like they rely on their sport so much and you should, but you got to also use your sport as leverage. And that's why LeBron James and Tom Brady and, Odell and these guys use their platform to do other things. I mean, even LeVar Ball to an extent. Now, I don't agree with what he does, but he's using his son's platform to help leverage their brand outside of sports because that's not going to last forever. Like the big baller brand might make money even if they're not playing. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And people don't see it that way. They just see it like, oh, they got to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, what if he get hurt? Like, what if he not playing? Then what?
Right.
And then what happens is most players, they go into depression because that's all they rely on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, can we touch that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I have some cousins that play high level football, and I have friends that played it. And when you've been great all your life, you've succeeded, you've been that one, and then finally the ball, just the air comes out of it. And I've noticed most go through depression. Like I had a cousin, like he finally came out. Yeah, he said, "Yo, I was an alcoholic." He said, "I found myself working in Abercrombie and Finch." He said, "For one, when you're a high level athlete, you never work because you're always perfecting your craft."
Yeah,
he said, "I didn't know how to pay a bill. I didn't know how to pay a phone bill." He said, "I didn't know nothing. So I'm looking around and I'm working in the mall, and I played high level sports." He said, that was humbling. He said, he found his niche and he got he could speak. And he's like, I like to speak to athletes because it's like the unspoken thing. Nobody talks about the crash from going from here to your league tryout and when they cut you. He was with the Jets. They cut him. He broke Wayne Corbett's records at Hofstra. He played with Remy and them. That's who it was, whatever. So Colston was on his team. He like, yo, I'm just as nice as him, and then you get cut, like you said, right place, right time, and it's that letdown. And I feel like that's the nobody talk about that part.
Yeah, that's it right there. I want to ask you about speaking of brand. We was talking about brand. Talk about Do It.
So I started Do It. It came from Coach Rich Hansen at Prep. That was, I believe, I was a sophomore, and that was like our freshman year we lost the Boston State Championship, and the next year was trying to get back there. And every year he has a theme. And Do It was the theme that year. And, every time Coach Hansen spoke, like, I always locked eyes on, whatever his speeches resonated with me. And it touched me on a further basis than just on the surface of that was the theme for that year. Like, do whatever it takes meant so much more than just, so my sophomore year. The commute, waking up 5 a.m. in the morning, making sure I do what I got to do in the classroom, like being a men for others. That was the Prep motto. So I have to believe it still is, and just kind of embodying, being a great person. And that's what resonated with me. So even after the next year, like we used to give bands out every year, and I kept that band on my junior year, my senior year, and I really embodied that. Like, I got old pictures of me hashtagging Do It, before it became a brand. Yeah. It's funny, people like see it, and I'm like, I've been hashtagging it back when I was freaking 14, 15 years old. And I loved it, but, social media wasn't that big of a deal back then. In 5-6 years span, it's different. And I felt like, Do It embodies kind of my life to this point. My college career didn't go how I wanted to go. And that was the first piece of adversity. Like, I'm going to live Do It when Do It's good, all the success. But, like, now I got to figure out a way to make it work when I'm not playing like I want to. You know what I'm saying? I get a couple of injuries and coaching changes. Like, are you still going to do whatever it takes? Or are you going to, kind of feel sorry for yourself? Like, so I lived that. And I didn't allow, again, my injuries to deter from me still getting my degree and graduating 3.5 years. That's right. That's doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's doing whatever it takes, you know what I'm saying?
That's the prep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that, in turn, gave me the opportunity to go to another school and get another degree. Now, if I felt sorry for myself after, messing with my knee and my shoulder, I wouldn't be able to graduate in 3.5 years. So that kind of really resonated with me from when I was, back in a sophomore in high school. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to flip this, but I feel like this is a way for me to be able to use what I learned and how my experience to help the next. And that's how Do It became a brand.
It's guys like you, Nas Oliver, is the reason why my son actually goes to prep. You know what I mean? Life after football, see you guys still doing well and doing a great thing. But what you have with Do It now, and I'm seeing you touching all these young student athletes coming out like Jalen Berg. I see with a couple of pro guys and college guys. Everybody's just like, do it.
Yeah.
And it's getting there. And I like what you're doing. You a fresh energy for these young guys coming out. You around the age group.
Right,
you can talk to them. You give them the good life lessons. And
also, I want to ask you, if a kid wants to train with you, I was looking on your Instagram page. I seen you training a lot of kids. It seemed like from further south.
Yeah.
That's where they'd have to travel, or you do anything
in
in North
Freehold
Jersey?
or in Bridgewater.
Okay.
So I have a turf out in Manalapan, in Bridgewater Sports Arena. They can come work out with me, and they can DM me, email me, shoot me a text, call me.
What's your Instagram?
Team Do It. Team Do It is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's everything. So Team Do It, DOWIT, and you just hit me up on there. You can go to our website, teamdoit.com, book an appointment under Bridgewater Sports Arena, and we can get off, work there on the weekends or in the evening. So that's how
But I seen you go from defensive ends.
Yeah.
Kamoka Toure, Big Willis. And then you'll turn around and have a kid like Jalen Berger and back. So
I think it's very important for kids like Jalen Berger and them to just be in your presence, because the life he's embarking on right now, you walked that already. And I feel like it's no better teacher than somebody who's walked that walk already. Like, I remember, I used to talk with Ahmed about this when we was with Paramus Catholic, and our kids kind of was going off on their own thing and wouldn't listen.
Right.
And one of the things that I used to always say is, wisdom is acquired, through mistakes.
100%.
So I used to tell, my nephew, this is really happened, and this is what I feel about you with Jalen Berger and guys like this. So I was riding down a road with my nephew. We was going to past this cemetery, and there was a big pothole. Bow! I hit it hard, and I used that as a moment to teach him something. I said, "Say if you wasn't in this car, and I told you when you're going past Brick Church, there's a big pothole there. Be careful. You could either believe me because I hit it, so I can tell you avoid this because it's there." Or you can choose to not listen and blow your whole rims and everything out. And I look at that with you as where Jalen Berger and kids like that is on their way, you've went. So I feel like it's real important for kids like that. It don't have to be you. It could be anybody that been that path.
Right.
But they have to get somebody like that can tell them yo, this is gonna be there. I can tell you it's going to be there because everything you're doing, I did. And nothing's new under the sun. The game don't change, just the players. And I feel like that's important for them to get with you, not even the trainers, just to pick your brain.
I think that's so, key because, again, when you have a success at a young age, everybody want to be your friend, and I get
Mhm.
that. And again, I don't want anything from anybody. It's more so that mentorship and understanding. Because again, when you have a lot of success at a young age, I don't care who you are, it clouds your judgment. It's human nature. If you are successful doing what you're doing, you believe the way you're doing it that that's what it is. Like, and that right there, it kind of I feel like for me, it's my duty to be able to help people get the big picture and not be focused on just the now. Because you bask in the glory, you get all these scholarships, you get X, Y, and Z, coaches love you, this and that, like kind of like help the person, whoever it is, step outside themselves to get the bigger picture and see, like, listen, this is temporary, but make sure you utilize your platform for others. Like, even when I had scholarships and all that, I would go to different camps and tell, like, yo, you look at this guy. Like, I'm having this success because this dude helped me, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I'm using my platform to help other people. It ain't just about me, because I won't be here without, my family and my boys, and that helped me get there. And I think, again, and that is so key to do that, because it keeps you humble. If you don't, then, like, you think, your ish don't stink. And again, it check you hard when things don't go right, and then you live in a false sense of reality. Like, you don't live in reality, and your pride start getting in the way. So I definitely make sure I love to, again, just continue to impact them and tell them about my experiences, because I think it can help the next.
No doubt, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate for having you on.
No
Keep
problem,
it a buck, man.
Yeah, and
we gotta have you come back up, man.
Savon says you repeat a theme that I always say: when you smile, the world smiles with you. When you cry alone. And that's what a lot of big-time athletes sometimes learn the hard way. When it's all good, everybody want to be around you.
Absolutely.
When you crying, dude, you dolo.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Again, man, thanks for coming, to build with us, man. Team Do It. Again, he gave all of his information.
Give your information again to the.
Yeah, definitely. You can follow us at Team Do It on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn as well. Our website is teamdoit.com. Do whatever it takes. DOWIT. If your purpose is bigger than you and you remain persistent, you will be successful. It's a lifestyle. It's bigger than sports. And again, make sure whatever you got is a dream, whatever, go out there and be persistent in getting that. Do it.
Thanks for joining us, man. Let's keep it a buck.
How you doing? I'm Savon Huggins, CEO and founder of Do It, DOWIT. Do whatever it takes. Get it by any means necessary. As long as your purpose is bigger than you, you will be successful in life. Stay persistent. Make sure you stay persistent. That is the key to this all. Do It is not only just a movement or a training thing, it's a lifestyle, it's a mentality. And as long as you have that mentality and your purpose is always bigger than you, and you remain persistent through adversity, you will be successful. Do It started, years ago, back when I was in high school. And my coach had this core value that really, really resonated with me, because I commuted about an hour or so and some change to high school every day for 4 years. And that stuck, with me. I wanted to have, all the accolades, the scholarships and things of that nature. And I aspired to be an elite athlete, elite student. And I knew what I had to do to be successful. And that was to stay after, make sure I, work hard in the classroom. Make sure I do extra hours in the weight room. Make sure I, eat the right foods. All those things were important to my success. And I carried that over on to college with that same mentality, which helped me to be able to go through obstacles in college. Right here on this stomping ground as we speak, on this campus, I've had great memories. I've had some not so great memories, but that made me who I am today. And I stand on my 2 feet proud because, Do It is that mentality of, when that adversity hits you, and when it comes to you, it's how you respond. It's easy to be able to, do things when things are going good, when it's convenient for you. But what happens when, you might lose your job? What happens if somebody puts you down? How do you respond? And yes, Do It is about training, but again, it's bigger than just training. It's about a mentality, and that mentality starts from within you. If you can, really reach out to something like a championship, or I want to provide for my family one day, or I want to be able to create wealth and help set the precedent for the next generation, things that's not tangible, things that you can't touch, things that you need to work for, that will bring the best out of you and make you want to go the extra mile. And that's what Do It epitomizes. And you don't have to be an athlete to have a do it mentality. You can be a regular person working 9 to 5, putting extra hours in the office, whether you're in fitness, whether you are old, young, it doesn't really matter what you are. As long as your purpose is bigger than you and you stay persistent, you are Do It. I'm sitting here to tell you that today I'm a living testament to exactly why, I am where I am, and be able to have a platform essentially to be able to give my knowledge to the next. And I want to help bridge the gap between students and athletes. Athletes have this biggest misconception that we just play sports. But what happens if you blow your knee out? What happens if you go behind a depth chart? What happens if there's some family issues at home? What happens if, you're not doing well in the classroom? You can't play on those fields, on those courts. So I feel like it's my responsibility. I enjoy doing this to help bridge the gap between being a student and an athlete, because without one or the other, it won't work. Because if you're just an athlete, that will crumble because you can't play a sport for so long. But you know what? This right here, knowledge is the new money. Shout out to E.T., Eric Thomas. He said a quote about that knowledge is the new money. And that's what it comes down to, because nobody can take away this from you. They can take away your knee. They can take away your hand, your arm, but they can't take away your mentality. And your mentality comes, again, from within you. And as long as that purpose is bigger than you, you will be successful. Hi, I'm Savon Huggins, and I'm Do It.